think I'm live. Okay. Am I live? I think, yep, I'm live. What up? Um, so I was going to read Psalms. Where'd it go? Psalm 7. O Yahweh, my Elohim, in you I have taken refuge. Save me from all my pursuers and deliver me, lest they tear at my throat like a lion, rending in pieces with no one to deliver. O Yahweh, my Elohim, if I have done this, if there is unrighteousness in my hands, if I have done evil to him who was at peace with me, or have plundered my enemy without cause, let the enemy pursue me and overtake my being, and trample my life to the ground, and lay my esteem in the dust. Salah. Arise, O Yahweh, in your displeasure, lift yourself up against the rage of my adversities, and awake for me. You shall command judgment, and let the congregation of the peoples gather about you, and over them return on high. Yahweh judges the peoples. Judge me, O Yahweh, according to my righteousness, and according to my integrity within me. Please let the evil of the wrong be ended and establish the righteousness, or the righteous. Yes, Psalm 7. For the righteous, Elohim is a tear of hearts and kidneys. My shield is upon Elohim, who saves the upright in heart. Elohim is a righteous judge, and El is enraged every day. If one does not repent, he sharpens his sword. He bends his bow and makes it ready, and he has prepared for himself instruments of death. He makes his arrows hot for pursuers. See, he who is bound with wickedness and has conceived trouble and brought forth falsehood. He has made a pit and dug it out, and falls into the ditch he made. His trouble turns back upon his own head, and his wrongdoing comes down to the top of his head. I give thanks to Yahweh according to his righteousness, and praise the name of Yahweh the Most High. And there was a part in here in verse 9, for the righteous Elohim is a tear of the heart and kidneys, and which is kind of cool because when I looked that up, it could also mean like right doing. It could also mean your mind. The kidneys are actually really significant, and I don't know. I thought it was kind of okay. I think I'm there or live again. I don't know. I was kicked out again. But yes, so I was looking at the kidneys and the stuff, and even like when they were sacrificing and burning the lamb and stuff, or the sheep unto Yahovah in the fire. Those portions were saved, the organs, and were burnt too. So I thought it was pretty cool. But it had a lot more meanings. So then if we go to 8, if I'm not interrupted again, in Psalms 8, O Yahovah, our master, how excellent is your name in all the earth. You who set your splendor above the heavens. Out of the mouth of babes and infants, you have founded strength because of your adversities, to put to an end to enemy and avenger. For I see your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have established. What is man that you remember him, and the Son of Man that you visit him? Yet you have made him a little less than Elohim, and have crowned him with esteem and splendor. You made him rule over the works of your hands. You have put all under his feet, all sheep and oxen, and also the beasts of the field, the birds of the heavens, and the fish of the sea, passing through the paths of the seas. O Yahovah, our master, how excellent is your name in all the earth. Which is another thing, like his name was removed out of most modern Bibles over 6,000 times, which really sucks. And that's why I like the ISR, because they keep the original name in there. And then the Father also showed me so it was Proverbs 28, and again, ISR. The wrong shall flee, though no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. Because of the transgression of a land, many are its rulers, but by a man of understanding and knowledge, right is maintained. A poor man who oppresses the poor is like a sweeping rain that leaves no food. Those who forsake the Torah praise the wrong. Those who guard the Torah strive with them. Evil men do not understand right ruling, but those who seek Yahovah understand all. Yes, exactly. Where did I go? Those who guard the Torah strive with them. Evil men do not understand right ruling, but those who seek Yahovah understand all. Better is the poor who walk in integrity than the perverse in his ways who is rich. He who watches over the Torah is a discerning son, but a companion of gluttons shames his father. He who increases his possessions by interest and profit, gather it from him who shows favor to the poor. He who turns away his ear from hearing the Torah, even his prayer is an abomination. And that one's always stood out to me. Because there's some really horrible people, and I'm very careful who prays for me for that very reason. And maybe they're not even heard, I don't know. So we'll go back over to that one, which was 28:9. He who turns away his ear from hearing the Torah, which is also the law, right? Even his prayer is an abomination. He who causes the straight to go astray in an evil way falls into his own pit, but the perfect inherit the good. A rich man is wise in his own eyes, but the poor who has understanding searches him out. When the righteous exalt, there is a great comeliness. But when the wrong arise, a man is searched for. He who hides his transgressions does not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them finds compassion. Blessed is a man who always fears Elohim, but he who hardens his heart falls into evil. A roaring lion and a charging bear is a wrongdoing ruler over poor people. A leader who lacks understanding is a great oppressor, but the hater of greed prolongs his days. A man oppressed by blood guilt flees into a pit. Let no one help him. He who walks blamelessly is saved, but but the perverted of ways falls at once. He who tills his land is satisfied with bread, but he who pursues vanities is filled with poverty. A man of truth has many blessings, but one in a hurry to be rich does not go unpunished. To show partially is not good, but because for a piece of bread a man would transgress. A man with an evil eye runs after wealth and does not know that poverty awaits him. He who reproves a man finds more favor afterward than he who flatters with the tongue. He who robs his father or his mother and says it is no transgression, he is a companion to a destroyer. He who is greedy stirs up strife, but he who trusts in Yahweh prospers. He who trusts in his own heart is a fool, but he who walks wisely is delivered. He who gives to the poor does not lack, but he who hides his eyes does have many curses. When the wrong rise up, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. Which, with all the stuff going on, it does hit hard. With everything going on in the world right now, like it's kind of goes with it. And I love Proverbs, so let's go to so I guess it would be 16, Proverbs 16. To man belongs the preparations of the heart, but from Yahweh is the answer. Let there be light. Hang on, because I lost it. Okay, but from Yahweh is the answer of the tongue. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but Yahweh weighs the spirits. Commit your works to Yahweh, and your plan shall be established. Yahweh has made all for his purpose, and also the wrong for the day of evil. Everyone poured in heart let me say this one more time. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh. Hand to hand, he goes not unpunished. By loving commitment and truth, crookedness is pardoned. And in the fear of Yahweh, one turns away from evil. When a man's ways please Yahweh, he makes even his enemies be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than a large income without right ruling. A man's heart plans his way, but Yahweh establishes his steps. An oath is on the lips of the sovereign. In right ruling, his mouth trespasses not. All right scale and balances are of Yahweh. All the weights in the bag are his work. It is an abomination for to commit wrongness, for a throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are the delight of sovereigns, and they love him who speaks what is straight. The sovereign's wrath is a messenger of death, but a wise man appeases it. In the light of a sovereign's face is life. and his delight is like a cloud of the latter rain. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding is preferable to silver. The highway of the straight is to turn away from evil. He who guards before destruction comes pride, and before a fall a haughty spirit. Better to be lowly in spirit with the poor than to divide the spoil with the proud. He who acts wisely concerning the word finds good, and blessed is he who trusts in Jehovah. The wise hearted is called discerning, and sweetness of lips increases learning. Understanding is a fountain. The heart of the wise gives discretion to his mouth, and he increases learning to his lips. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweet to be being and healing to the bones. There is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end is the way to death. He who labors by for himself, for his mouth drives him on. A man of Belial plots evil, and on his lips is like a burning fire. A perverse man sends forth strife, and a whisper separates intimate friends. And that is very true. A ruthless man entices his neighbor and leads him in a way that is not good. Winking with one eye to plot perversity, moving his lips, he shall bring about evil. Gray hair is a crown of adoring. It is found in the way of righteousness. He who is patient is better than the mighty. He who rules over his spirit than he who takes a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but every decision by it is from Yahovah. Better is a dry piece of bread and rest with it than a house filled with slaughters of strife. A wise servant rules over a son who causes shame and shares the inheritance among the brothers. A refining pot is for silver and furnace for gold, but Yahovah tries the hearts. An evildoer gives heed to wicked lips, and a liar gives ear to a tongue of desire. He who mocks the poor reproaches his maker. He who rejoices at calamity does not go unpunished. Children's children are the crown of old men, and the adornment of children is their fathers. Excellent speech is not fitting for a fool, much less lion lips for a noble. A bride is a stone of favor in the eyes of its owner. Wherever he turns, he prospers. He who covers a transgression seeks love. Who repeats a matter separates intimate friends. Reproof enters deeper into a wise man than 100 strikes on a fool. An evil one seeks only rebellion, so a cruel messenger is sent against him. Let a bereaved bear meet a man rather than a fool in his folly. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil does not leave his house. The beginning of strife is like releasing water. Therefore, stop fighting before it breaks out. He who declares the wrong right and he who condemns the righteous, both of them are an abomination to Yahovah. What's up, Bob White? He who declares the wrong right and he who condemns the righteousness, both of them are abomination to Yahovah. Why is this a price in the hand of a fool but to buy wisdom when there is no heart? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Okay, so on that one, on Proverbs 17:17, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. And that's another reason why people should still have a fellowship or a tribe or a community, because there's certain things that we got to go through that if we don't have a brother or sister, we don't have someone to help carry that like, for instance, I have a really good friend whose husband passed away about, I don't know, 4 years ago. And if I hadn't been here for her, I don't know how that would have went down. Like, literally, from even digging a hole for the burial to carrying his body out to praying with her to taking turns taking care of him in his last seconds. Like, I knew in my heart we had to carry that load. You know, it was very hard. So a brother and sister in a time of adversity, I think that's like better than all the gold in the world, is just to have someone that you can talk to in that time when you really need to talk to someone. Because I too have been there, you know. It's like I go through things that, you know, I can't just warrior up every single day. Eventually, you have that day, that breaking point, and if you don't have that person that you can talk to, I think that's why a lot of people do commit suicide and stuff, is they don't have that. I mean, you can have 5,000 friends and none of them actually know how you're doing. Um, but anyway, uh, a man lacking heart shakes hands in a pledge. He becomes a guarantor for his friend. He who loves transgression loves strife. He who exalts his door seeks destruction. He who heartburn, excuse me. He who has a crooked heart finds no good, and he who has a perverse tongue falls into evil, and that is very true. He who brings forth a fool has sorrow for it, and the father of a fool has no joy. A rejoicing heart causes good healing, but a stricken spirit dries the bones. One who is wrong accepts a bribe behind the back. To pervert the path of right ruling, wisdom is before the face of the understanding one, but the eyes of a fool are on the ends of the earth. A foolish son is a grief to his father, and the bitterness to her who bore him. It is also not good to punish the righteous one, to strike noble ones for straightness. He who has knowledge spares his words, and a man of understanding is cool of spirit. Even a fool keeping silence is regarded as wise, and understanding when he closes his lips. Um, Amen about that. Yes, that is very true. And iron sharpens iron. And Bob White, Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be in the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahovah is his treasure. And how can we sharpen each other if we aren't intentional? That's very true. And he will put the right people in our path, even when we don't think that's who they are, or walk right past them sometimes, actually. Um, I've come to find that in every season of my life, yes, he has always put someone there that, whether it was just for a time and a time and a half, or a season, I've been blessed in that way. And amen. Beck Akin. God bless you in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. He has a plan for you and will provide all your needs because he cares for you. Amen. Yes, he will. And yes, he has. All right. And then had this marked, but we are going to go to Matthew 24. Hang on. Matthew being one of the most authentic books and oldest book and well kept from the Hebrew book of Matthew and the Shem Tov Hebrew Matthew. So it's one of my favorites. Matthew 24. And going out, Yeshua went away from the set apart place, and his taught ones came near to point out to him the building of the set apart place. And Yeshua said to them, do you not see all these? Truly I say to you, not one stone shall be left here upon another at all, which shall not be thrown down. And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the taught ones came to him separately, saying, say to us, when shall this be? And what is the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? And Yeshua answering said to them, take heed that no one leads you astray, for many shall come in the name, or in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and they shall lead many astray. And you shall begin to hear of fightings and reports of fightings. See that you are not troubled, for these have to take place, but the end is not yet. For nations shall rise against nation, and reign against reign, and there shall be scarcities of food and deadly diseases and earthquakes in places. And all these are the beginning of birth pains. Then they shall deliver you up to affliction and kill you, and you shall be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many shall stumble, and they shall deliver up one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise up and lead many astray. And because of the increase in lawlessness, the love of many shall become cold. But he who shall have endured to the end shall be saved. And the good news of the reign shall be proclaimed in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end shall come. So when you see the abomination that lays waste, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, set up in the set apart place, he who reads, let him understand. Then let those who are in Judah, flee to the mountains. Let him who is on the housetop not come down to take whatever out of his house, and let him who is in the field not turn back to get his garments. And woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing children in these days. And pray that your flight does not take place in the winter or on the Sabbath, for then there shall be a great distress, such as has not been since the beginning of the world until this time, no, nor ever shall be. And if those days were not shortened, no flesh would be saved. But for the sake of the chosen ones, those days shall be shortened. If anyone then says to you, look, here is the Messiah, or there, do not believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets shall arise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. See, I have forewarned you. So if they say to you, look, he is in the desert, do not go out. Or look, he is in the inner rooms, do not believe. For as the lightning comes from the east and shines to the west, so also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. For wherever the dead body is, there the vultures shall be gathered together. And immediately after the distress of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then the sign of the Son of Adam shall appear in heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, and they shall see the Son of Adam coming on the clouds of the heaven with power and much esteem. And he shall send his messengers with the great sound of a trumpet or a shofar. Um, they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other, and learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, ye know that the summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near. It is at the doors. Truly I say to you, this generation shall by no means pass away until all of this takes place. The heaven and the earth shall pass away, but my word shall by no means pass away. But concerning that day and the hour, no one knows, not even the messengers of the heavens, but my Father only. And as the days of Noah, so shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. For as they were in the days before the flood, eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until that day that Noah entered into the ark, and they did not know until the flood came and took them all away. So also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. Then two shall be in the field, the one is taken and the one is left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, one is taken and one is left. Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your master is coming. And know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Because of this, be ready to, for the Son of Adam is coming at an hour when you do not expect him. Who then is trustworthy and wise servant, whom his master set over his household to give them food in season? Blessed is the servant whom his master, having come, shall find so doing. Truly I say to you that he shall set him over all his possessions. But if that evil servant says in his heart, my master is delaying his coming, and begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunkards, the master of the servant shall come on a day when he does not expect it, and at an hour he does not know, and shall cut him in two and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the reign of heavens shall be compared to 10 maidens who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise and 5 foolish. Those who were foolish, having taken their lamps, took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their containers with their lamps. Now while the bridegroom took time, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight a cry was heard, see, the bridegroom is coming, go out to meet him. Then all those maidens rose up and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, give us of your oil, because our lamps are going out. But the wise answered, saying, no, indeed, that would not be enough for us and you, and instead go to those who sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. And later the other maidens also came, saying, Master, Master, and open up for us. But he answering said, truly I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, because you do not know the day nor the hour in which the Son of Adam is coming. For it is like a man going from home, who called his own servants and delivered his possessions to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, and another 2, and to another 1, and to each according to his own ability he went from home. And he who had received the 5 talents went and worked with them and made another 5 talents. In the same way, he with the 2 also he gained 2 more. But he who received the 1 went away and dug in the ground and hid the silver of his master. And after a long time, the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. See, I have gained 5 more talents beside them. And his master said to him, well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little. I shall set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. Then he who received the 2 talents came in and said, Master, you have delivered to me 2 talents. See, I have gained 2 more talents beside them. His master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little, and I shall set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And the one who had received the 1 talent also came and said, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And being afraid, I went and hid your talent in the ground. See, you have what is yours. And his master answering said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. Then you should have put my silver with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore take away the talent from him, and give it to him who possesses 10 talents. For to everyone who possesses more shall be given, and he who shall have overflowingly, but from him who does not possess, even what he possesses shall be taken away. And throw the wrothless servant out into the outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And when the Son of Adam comes in his esteem, and all the set apart messengers with him, then he shall sit on the throne of esteem, and all the nations shall be gathered before him, and he shall separate them one from another, as a